Good morning, leaders. Today is September 1st, launch of our fall season. I'm so excited about that. I'm going to be doing a video later about that, but I actually wanted to touch base with you guys regarding something that was talked about on the director call on Monday, our leadership call. And there was a guest speaker, Keven McKarthy. He wrote 2 books, On Purpose Person and On Purpose Business Person. 2 books I'm definitely going to read. He talked about, what it is to have leadership. And his perspective was very, very powerful. And so I thought I should share this with you guys. So he talks about aligning your life with your authenticity and aligning your business with your authenticity, meaning understanding who you are. So the question is, who am I? So write that down. Who am I? There's 4 questions that's going to help you understand that. The first one is, why am I here? Which is your purpose. What is your purpose in life? What do you stand for? What do you feel that you are here on this earth for, to accomplish? Number 2 is, where am I going with my life and my business? Where am I going with my business? That's your vision. If you don't have a vision of where you want to go and what you want it to achieve and who you want to impact, all those things, it's going to be very hard to achieve leadership, because leaders have a very strong vision of where they're going and what they're doing with, and they have a very strong purpose of what they're trying to accomplish. Number 3, how will I get there? That's your mission. What is your mission? What are the tools that you're going to utilize in order to take those steps to achieve that ultimate goal or vision that you have in mind? So he talks about, knowing your strengths. If you don't know your strengths, it's going to be very hard to capitalize and utilize other resources and learn new resources if you don't even recognize the ones you already have. So ask yourself, write these things down. What is your strengths? Are you a people person? People talk to you easily. You talk to people easily. Sorry, I have a little pop-up. Are you organized? Are you disciplined? Ask yourself, what is your skills? What is your strengths? Are you strong? Do you have a thick skin already that people don't really affect you in an emotional level when they're nasty to you? Things like that. Write those things down. Very important. And, what are the things that you need to do in order to achieve those goals, that vision? So write that down as well, which I know that Brian Tracy's having us do, but this is just a different perspective, kind of. It definitely does align with what we're reading in this book, but it also proves that, anybody that's successful in any field that they have, they all are generally saying the same thing, but just in different ways. So I just wanted to share this perspective with you. And then number 4, what's important along the way? It's so important for you to understand what you're willing and not willing to do. And, what's important to you personally, your authenticity of how you're building your business. For me, I'll give you an example, is that I don't want to build a business, for instance, reach superstar director, without a feeling of fulfillment within. And the way I'm going to be fulfilled is that all of you are actually growing on a personal level and achieving your goals. Because granted, if I, promote to superstar director one day, does that say that that's generally happening? Yes. But the compensation plan and the way the business works, buy, host, join, anybody can promote to director. But are you truly growing on a personal level and understanding the power you have as a director and a leader in the business and in life? That is what's important to me. I don't want you guys just making director by chance because you've got some rock stars on your team that are just selling like crazy or recruiting like crazy. It's important for me to know that you are learning and growing on a more personal level, understanding yourself, finding your purpose, through the Scentsy journey. He talks about progress, not perfection, meaning, you're able to say, at the end of this program, like we talked about the first time, it's not about the title, it's about the progress. And yes, do we need to have an end result goal? Absolutely. Do we need to be working towards that and doing the things we need to do to make that? Yes, that's our mission. What will we do to get there? But the bigger question in the end, especially if we don't actually achieve that goal, is what progress have you made? And then you just readjust, like Brian talks about in the book, readjust your goals, and then you go from there and you continue to move forward. He says, allow this business to help you grow into the person you were designed to be. That's interesting and so true. This business really does help people find their purpose. It helped me, and I know a lot of other people that have, and even people in this group that have shared with me. Let this business help you grow more generously towards yourself and towards others, but be more generous to yourself. Let the business do that for you by your self-development, knowing that you're a good person, understanding your strengths, appreciating your strengths, appreciating who you are, being more comfortable in your own skin, building the confidence. All that happens. And it's just so amazing how people that aren't even in our company feel the heart and see what this company and the culture actually does for people, not just on a professional or financial level, but on a personal level. So it's just amazing. I mean, anybody that has the opportunity to be a part of Scentsy, whether it's just to train with us or be a part of it on the home office or consultant or whatever, they all tend to feel that true culture and that true heart of Scentsy. If they choose to really learn about what Scentsy really represents. And then he talks about living your life with being genuine about your progress. Because if they talk about, you could have a lot of talk. You could talk a lot. But the more generous and just genuine that you are, you're able to be more confident with sharing with others. Because when there's an expression, fake it till you make it. Now that expression has been around for a long time. It makes sense for certain perspectives. Here's another two-sider thing that I was talking to you guys about. There's two sides. On one side, it helps program you to become the person that you want to become, to kind of put yourself in the shoes and start acting like that person. But then on the other side, there's also that lie of fear of being exposed, the fear of exposure of like, oh, I'm really not that person, at least yet, which lies a guilt within of I'm acting like I'm somebody that I'm not. Whether you realize it on a conscious level or not, that fake it till you make it concept always is a good one, but it also comes with the other side of that you have to face, basically, of that fear of exposure, people challenging you of like, oh, well, you act like you have this huge team, but you really don't, and when somebody challenges you on it, that fear is always there of like, well, what do I say? What do I do? But it's within you of how you're going to handle that. If you know yourself, if you have to program your brain to be, I did that for the longest time. I faked it till I made it. And I'm still doing that in some concepts, but on a very genuine level. Like I don't pretend like I have more money than I do. I don't pretend like I have more things than I do, or the title that I don't have. But I try to present myself in a way that I want to be received. So does it happen all the time? No, I'm human. And do I have to remind myself constantly? Yes, I do. So he talks about the people that live their life on purpose and have a purpose tend to increase their happiness and financial level and everything to about 25%. And so that's a huge increase just immediately when you finally find your purpose. And it gets bigger and bigger once you start living that purpose. So, which I have found is very true. Leaders and successful people, he talks about that they know what to say yes to and what to say no to. Very, very true. Once I learned how to do that, my life completely changed. Completely changed. A lot of guilt, a lot of stress was relieved. And that level of acceptance of just who I am and what I'm capable of just changed my whole perspective of life and who I was. And life was just a lot more happier because I didn't have that constant pressure on me of not knowing when to say yes and when to say no. He explains our business as an art. I loved that. It so is. It's definitely an art. It's a skill. It's a technique. It's a passion. It's a love. And he just says that, take the time to perfect your art, your skill, your love, your passion, and share it with people. When you think about it, people that are artistic, dancers, singers, artists, whatever, they share it with people because they're passionate about it, and it's a skill, it's a love. So why not do the same with your business? Make sense? A lot of people look at businesses as, something you have to do to make money. But if you look at your business as an art, then you will become the best at your business and your craft because you have a love for it and a passion for it of being better and sculpting yourself into mastering your craft, just like an artist does. So that's the way I look at it, is that I am on a mission to constantly perfect and grow and sculpt this business, this masterpiece is the way I look at it. My life, which I intertwine with Sensi because it teaches me life skills, is my masterpiece that I'm constantly working on and perfecting and critiquing and loving passionately. He talks about once you find that purpose, there's a sense of peace that comes. And it's so true. Once you know what you're here for, once you know what you're supposed to be doing and what you are capable of, there is a peace that just settles within you. You don't get offended the way you did before. You don't get mad the way you did before. You have a peace to love people where they're at and know that they haven't found that yet. And that's okay because you were there once before. So you have more patience with people and you're more forgiving with people. That you're not looking to them as you're trying to intentionally hurt me, but you're trying to understand where they're coming from. And you're always looking to every situation as, that's not a personal attack, unless they specifically told me that they are trying to attack me in a negative way. They just may not know what they're doing, their actions, and that it's actually affecting me. That's the way I choose to look at things. And that's where that peace comes from, with knowing my purpose. Again, I'm human. I have my moments. I have to remind myself, and I get affected in certain ways. But generally, on a higher token, the peace always wins for me. It doesn't last long for me to be overwhelmed or mad or excited. I'm always able to find the purpose within the situation. It may take me a little bit longer sometimes with certain situations, but having that peace and understanding that people aren't trying to personally attack me, again, opens so many doors and makes life look so different in a different perspective. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing, and I always will be. And I will continue to find more of my purpose. That's what's exciting to me. He talks about how Scentsy gives off an aroma that people are attracted to. And there was no pun intended as far as fragrance. And it's true. It's an aroma that, meaning a culture, an emotion, a feeling that people gravitate to. So you have to know as a leader that you are that. You represent that aroma. And so if you are not representing that in a positive way and backing that culture up, it's not fair to all the people that are truly, truly creating this amazing culture or aroma that Scentsy has created. And so you are that representation. So the integrity is what you are defending. So whenever you respond a certain way, in a negative way or whatever, you have to ask yourself, is this what Scentsy is trying to represent? Or is this what Scentsy actually represents? Am I portraying that? And only you can truly answer that yourself, because it doesn't matter what other people point the fingers at you, what you're doing or what you're not doing. Until you recognize it, it's going to be very hard for you to truly, truly experience this amazing blessing and experience. I hope this book is helping everybody truly see that there's no other challenge or issue other than you.